Leo, welcome to your weekly horoscope for May 4th to the 10th, 2026. My name's Adina. I'm an intuitive astrologer. Leo, as you move into this week, there's a strong sense that your perspective is shifting, but not in a quiet or subtle way. It feels activated, challenged, and at times even pushed. You may feel like you're being asked to step outside of what feels familiar, to question what you believe, and to move towards something that requires more growth than comfort. At the beginning of the week, Mars in Aries is moving through your ninth house, forming a square to Jupiter in your 12th house in Cancer. This creates a dynamic tension between your desire to move forward, explore, and expand your life, and a deeper, more internal process that's still unfolding behind the scenes. Mars in your ninth house is energizing your beliefs, your vision, your sense of direction. You may feel a strong urge to take action towards something bigger, whether that's travel, education, a new opportunity, or simply a shift in how you see your future. There's a restlessness here, like you're ready for something more. Mars also rules your fourth house and your ninth house, so this ties your home life, your emotional foundation, and your inner sense of security into this desire for expansion. It's not just about going somewhere new, it's about growing beyond where you've been emotionally. But as Mars squares Jupiter in your 12th house, this is where things can feel unclear or overwhelming. Jupiter in the 12th house is expanding your subconscious, your inner world, your need for rest, healing, and reflection. There may be emotions, patterns, or unresolved experiences coming up that need your attention. This can look like you wanting to move forward, to make a big decision, or to take a leap, but feeling like something internally isn't fully settled yet. You might feel inspired one moment and then uncertain the next. Internally, this can feel like conflict between action and intuition. You may find yourself thinking, I want to go for this, but something feels off, or why do I feel blocked when I'm trying to move forward? If this energy is handled unconsciously, it can lead to impulsive decisions, ignoring your inner signals, or pushing yourself to act before you're emotionally ready. It can also show up as avoidance, where instead of taking action, you retreat completely because it feels overwhelming. But when you work with this energy consciously, this becomes a powerful moment of alignment. This is where you learn to balance action with inner awareness. This is where you begin to trust that timing matters and that not everything needs to happen immediately. This energy is asking you to check in with yourself before making big moves, to ask, am I acting from clarity or from restlessness? And to honor the need for both growth and integration. As the week continues, the energy becomes more focused on your external life, your responsibilities, and your long term direction. Mercury in Taurus is moving through your 10th house and forms a square to Pluto in your 7th house in Aquarius. Now we're entering a space where communication, decisions, and realizations around your career and public life become more intense and significant. Mercury in your 10th house is bringing attention to your goals, your reputation, and how you're being seen by others. Mercury rules your second house and also your 11th house. So this is also tying in your finances, your self worth, and your long term goals into this situation. As it squares Pluto in your 7th house, there's a deep transformation happening within your relationships, particularly your one on one dynamics. This can involve a partner, a client, or anyone you have a close connection with. This can look like a conversation or a situation that brings up power dynamics between your personal goals and your relationships. You may feel like you need to make a decision that impacts both your career and your partnership. There can also be a moment where you feel challenged, questioned, or even pressured by someone else's expectations. Or you may realize that a relationship dynamic is shifting in a way that requires you to step into more authority in your own life. Internally, this can feel intense. You may even find yourself overthinking conversations, questioning your decisions, or feeling like you need to navigate something very carefully. If this plays out unconsciously, it can lead to control issues, defensiveness, or power struggles. You might try to hold on to a certain outcome or avoid difficult conversations altogether. But at a deeper level, this is about transformation in how you relate to others while staying true to your path. This is about understanding where compromise is healthy and where it leads to misalignment. This energy is asking you to communicate with honesty and awareness, to stand in your truth without needing to control how others respond, and to recognize that some shifts in relationships are necessary for your growth. By the time you reach the end of the week, there's a noticeable shift into something more supportive and expansive. The Sun in Taurus, still in your 10th house, forms a sextile to Jupiter in your 12th house in Cancer. This feels like a moment of quiet reassurance. The sun is illuminating your career, your direction, your sense of purpose. And as it connects with Jupiter in your 12th house, there's support coming from within, even if it's not immediately visible externally. What this can look like is gaining clarity about your direction without needing external validation. You may feel more at peace with your decisions or more trusting of your path. There can also be moments of rest, reflection, or even inspiration that come when you allow yourself to step back from constant action. On a deeper level, this is about aligning your external ambitions with your internal truth. It's about recognizing that your success isn't just about what you achieve, but how aligned you feel while achieving it. This energy is asking you to trust your inner guidance, to allow space for rest and reflection, even as you move towards your goals. Overall, this week is a journey between expansion and introspection, between external ambition and internal alignment. It begins with a push to grow and move forward, then moves into deeper realizations about relationships and direction, and then settles into a space of quiet clarity and inner support. You're being asked to grow, but not at the expense of your inner peace, to move forward, but in a way that feels aligned with who you are becoming. And as you move through the week, the most important thing you can do is listen to yourself, not just the part of you that wants more, but the part of you that knows what's right. Because that's what will guide you toward a path that's not only successful, but deeply fulfilling. Leo, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a fabulous week. Don't forget to follow and subscribe for your weekly astrology updates, and I will connect with you in the next one.